What are soul vows and where did they come from? Well, they were born in this startling discovery I made in 1997 when I was going through a very treacherous, dangerous divorce, and my Great Dane puppy interceded and brought me a book that inspired me to pick up a pen and write "Dear God" across a journal page. And in that moment, I didn't know I was discovering, but I began a lifelong relationship with the divine on the page in what became Writing Down Your Soul. A journaling process that moves your journaling way beyond journaling and into divine dialogue. Well, the very first topic I wanted to discuss with Dear God was vows. Vows, schmows. Don't you talk to me about vows. Are all vows suspect? Is it possible to make a vow that actually you don't break? Well, once I placed that request on the page, very quickly, the universe brought me David Whyte's book of poetry, The House of Belonging. And don't you know, yes, indeed, there's a poem called All the True Vows. When I read that poem, I knew, and I picked up a pen and I said, Dear God, that's what I want. True vows that would kill me to break. So let's begin a conversation. What are my true vows? Well, very quickly, what appeared on the page is, honey, you are not ready to even think about your true vows because you're already blocked. There's a whole bunch of vows in there and they're not very pretty because you have been living false vows. The false vows have been running the show from your unconscious. And so I picked up a pen and said, okay, who's in there? Let's have a conversation. Who are you? What's your name? And in a long weeks of conversation, I met all of my false masters, discovered who they are. Obligation was a big one, obedience, neglect. And I listened to their stories and I actually thanked them for the gifts they had given me, but then I invited them to leave. And surprise, they left. And now I was an open vessel ready to receive my soul vows. And in divine dialogue, very quickly, I got them all. And so once I sort of tested them out, I asked a calligrapher to please create. I wanted them on the wall. I wanted them in my most sacred space. And I began to say them every single day. And I didn't just say them, I slowly began to become them. And my life changed. Because as I committed to unite to create good, other people that wanted to create good suddenly were in my life. As I committed to live in partnership, partners, everybody showed up as a glorious partner. Well, after living with them for almost a year, I realized, wait a second, something is missing. When in any spiritual tradition, you commit to a new kind of life, there's an ordination, there's a celebration, there's some kind of public ceremony and public commitment. So I called 10 women friends and 11 of us sat in a circle on the floor in my living room and I, for the very first time, declared my soul vows publicly. It was a beautiful celebration, and in honor of my commitment to live those soul vows, I even had a beautiful Mexican opal ring made with the word 7 inside. And I wore it for the first time at that celebration on 11/11 of 2000. And that date, 11/11, as you know from reading my books, has been a miraculous date every day since. Well, on 11/11 of 2010, the 10th anniversary of my soul vows, I went off to Archangel Michael's shrine in Tarpon Springs to say thank you. And with tears pouring down my face and onto the page, I said, how can I thank you for this prayer that has utterly changed my life? Well, the answer was very swift. Teach it. And I have taught it ever since. And now In 2015, Soul Vows, at last, has become a book, and it is my gift to you. Welcome to the beautiful world of the most important prayer in your life, the prayer that will change your life, your soul vows.